Hello everyone, I'm your host Benjamin, and I especially welcome you to another exciting video tutorial lessons with BlabenSolutions. So if you are here and if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, I will kindly plead with you to hit on the subscribe button and check the bell icon to all so you don't miss any of my future videos. If you find this video interesting, I would once again plead with you to smash the like button. By doing that, it tells the algorithm to push this video to as many people that are out here on the platform. So if you do this for me, I will greatly appreciate it. So in today's video tutorial, I am going to walk you guys through a step-by-step process with no step skipped on how to create this amazing book cover design. Now, if you would remember, recently I uploaded a video educating you guys on the best ways to easily create your cover, or the best ways to easily get the dimensions of your book cover right. So if you've not watched that video, the link will be placed in the description or up here, so do well to check it out before watching this video. So without having anything again to say, why don't you come along with me into the world of Photoshop and let's start making beautiful design. Alright, so welcome back into the world of Photoshop. So in front of you is the template I used in the previous video. So I took you through the step-by-step process in order to get your dimensions right, and we arrived at this template where we downloaded it, and with this template we can easily use this to create dimensions or the sizes of our book cover. So you realize the paperback, this is the size 6 by 9 inches, this is in inches. So this is what the spine will be, these are the spine will be like. So this books, as in this place, tells you what you need to do, okay, the places that are needed and the places that are not needed. Okay, so I did that in the previous video, so I am not going to do that here. So quickly you realize, and you would remember that, let me zoom out a bit, you realize that the last time I made you aware that we can easily take the shape and just draw something this way, okay, and we can just use the rule, to demarcate this size. So let me reduce opacity so that we can easily see through, and use a ruler to demarcate. Okay, so basically that was what I taught you guys, but in this video tutorial lesson I'm going to teach you another step or another way that you can easily get the dimensions. We are still going to use the same step. So with our same measurement, 6 by 9 inches, 0.55 inches being the spine width, I am just going to go to File and let's click on Create New. That is Control N, the shortcut key to do that, and we input our sizes here, 6 by 9, so in inches, and let's name this book cover design, and the resolution will be left to 300. But there's this one thing I would want you to note here, the artboard. So make sure you check the artboard box in. So if we have everything set up well in here, just move on and click on create. So you realize this artboard has been named artboard 1, and we have the same name here. So we can just change this by double tapping on the text there and say let's give it back cover. And now I need to create the spine. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just come to the layer tab, click on new, and go to artboard, and in here we can just name this spine. And you realize that the size of the spine was what? we can't move away from this. So you realize the spine of the width of the spine was 0.55 inches. So 0.55 inches. So I'm just going to add the inches, and the height of the book is what, 9 inches. So 9 inch. Good. And I'm just going to hit on OK. Now you realize that the spine is far away from the back cover, so we need to bring it closer to the back cover so we can have that of the front cover as well. So what we're going to do is, first of all, click outside here and bring your cursor up here. You realize that the cursor will change from this to this now. So just click it, hold your shift key on the keyboard, and let's drag this to something like this. Great. Then we can just click somewhere in here. Now we are going to actually make a duplication of this, or better still, create a new layer. That's a new artboard, and that will be for the front cover. So with the same step we used in creating the spine, we're going to use the same step to do that, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to duplicate the back cover artboard into a front cover artboard. So just click here, the same step we did for the dragon. So hold this part, click, hold your alt key, so the same steps or the same process using duplicating, right? So hold your alt key, click, and hold the shift key so you can just drag. Sorry about that. Okay, so there you have it. So I'm just dragging this. Okay, so there you go. And I'm just going to name this the front cover. Alright, so you realize that what we had here is now what made here. So we're just going to work on the cover of our document, right? Great. So first of all, I have my resource folder in here. These are the files that I'm using for the cover design. I'm not actually going to use everything. I'm just going to use one or two of them. But first of all, let me quickly bring this guy. So let me drag this guy on top here. So because I'm working on the front cover, I've selected the front cover artboard. So I have this in here this way. So I'm just going to place this guy over here. And mind you, the images I'm using, I downloaded the images from Google. They are not premium images, so they have watermark on them. But I believe you get access to premium images, so you can. But I would leave the resource file, the link to the resource file in the description for you, so you can as well follow along. So now that we have this image placed in here, what I want to do is to turn this white background into a darker one. So I'm going to be adding a solid color of black. You realize that the image is no longer showing because the arrangement of the layers are done differently. The image layer is beneath that of the solid color. So I'm just going to drag this and bring it beneath here this way, and now we have this guy over here. And now the second thing I'm going to do is to add the vector marks to this by coming here and add vector marks. Then with my brush tool selected, make sure the foreground color is set to black. Then we can just make sure you've selected the vector mask, your foreground color is set to black. And now with your brush tool selected, choose your brush tool in here. We can just come over and just wipe some portions of this image. Let's hold the V, click on the move tool, and let's quickly go back to our resource folder and drag one of the road images. Okay, I think I like this. So just hold this and let's drag this back here. All right, so let's just make this a bit. So this image should actually be beneath this one, so we have this looking this way. But let me increase the size of this guy over here, and that looks amazing. But what I'm going to do is to create a curve on both images, but I'm going to just darken them. So I would want to do this only on the image, so I'm just going to drag this so that it becomes dark a bit, you know. Yeah, and be doing same for this guy as well. So we have this dark in here. This is looking nice. So what I'm going to do next is to add a shape. I'm going to click on my rectangle tool and draw a rectangle on top of the sky and building image, but I'm going to choose a reddish color. I think this is okay. Then I'm going to be adding a blend mode, so I'm going to actually clip mask this shape to this guys, and I'm going to be adding a blend mode. So maybe I think multiply will work. Let me try to reduce the, what do you call it, the brightness a bit. So let's multiply, it's okay, and let me drag this shape beneath, you know. All right, so I'm actually going to darken the road part a bit. So let's darken this guy the more. All right, that is it. That is that. That is that. And quickly, I am going to hold this and group them. Control G. Duplicate them. Control G. So J to do the duplication. And I'm actually going to merge them. So Control E to merge this guy. Then I'm going to hold and drag them. So it's drag this to the back cover, as you see it here. So I've brought this to the back cover. So basically we have a duplication of the front cover on the back cover. So in here, so now that we have this done, what I'm going to do next is to bring the lady. And what I'm going to be doing is to add a blend mode, maybe of something that looks amazing. Okay, so I think linear light works best, so I'm just going to use linear light, and I'm going to increase the size the more. Okay, so there you go, and I'm gonna hit enter. I think we are all set with the front cover. So what I'm going to do next is to work on the type, that is the text. So I'm just going to the tools panel and click on my type tool. Then I'm going to be typing with my font name Lemon Milk. Okay, so with the font size set to 11, and with the medium I'm going to be typing #1 best-selling author. So the hash, okay, so #1 best-selling author, and I'm actually going to duplicate this to the back cover. So just hold on the Alt key and click and drag this to this side of the cover. So we have these two guys over here. So all right. I want to do some small touches to the background here. So you realize the road is being seen. Let's see if you can wipe some small portions off. Alright, so let's add a vector mask to the back there, and let's just, you know, wipe the white portions. Alright, okay, so that is that. Then I'm going to be typing the name of the book, the title of the book. So with my type 2 once again selected, I'm going to be typing, I'm going to turn the tracking to 0, and I'm going to be using this rail, that's the font name, and maybe increase the size a bit, so we can bring the image of the lady down a bit, you know, yeah. Then we can just work once again on the road. Okay. Then I can do the typing of the next title. So that's midnight. But I wouldn't be using this font name. So I'm going to change the color to this red, the brighter red. Okay. Then I'll be using a font this. No. Okay, so I'll be using Ruth Legos. That's the font I'll be using, and I'm going to be placing this guy over here this way. All right. Then the next thing I'll be doing is to just hold the #1 New York best-selling author and duplicate it down, so that I actually change it to the name of the author. So this one, the name of the author is James Cooper. All right, so that is that with the front page of the book cover design, and let's quickly jump to the back page. Okay, so in here you realize that I did a merge on the images. I merged everything together. So what I'm going to do is to add another red. So actually I want to turn everything here to that red fuel, okay, and you know, change the blend mode to multiply. Okay, so that's how it was, and Control T, let me drag this up so it looks a bit real. I'm going to add a vector mask, then wipe the portion that shows. Okay, so let me merge these two together once more. Then I'm going to make this blur. So let's come to our filter tab and let's choose blur, and let's go on to Gaussian blur. Then I think the 8.0 is okay, so let's click OK in here. That is, we are done with the blur. Now the next thing I'm going to do here is to just quickly create a shape by taking my rectangle tool. Then I'm going to draw a shape, not to fill the entire back cover, but just something like this, you know, that will hold the text of the author, or you know. So I'm going to be choosing this color, like this color, and maybe change the blend options to something, you know. But before, let me add a stroke of white to it. Let's make this 17. Well, the size doesn't really matter, so let's change the blend mode. So let's kindly change the stroke to 10. I think 10 will do. The 10 will do. And let's change the color blend mode to anything that will work fine, you know, anything that will work fine. So I guess the darker color will do. Let me still reduce the stroke, the size of the stroke. Okay, but okay, so let's choose outer glow rather, and let's make this a bit, you know, a bit reddish, and maybe increase the size a bit. Well, great. And then I'm going to just, you know, click OK for that, and I think this looks nice. Then with the about the altar, I'm just going to use a dummy text, and we'll be done with that. So quickly, just select your type to click and drag from in here, and I'm just going to leave this. So let me arrange this wall 0. I'm not going to use more. I'm going to use Mirai Pro, and with the paragraph I'm going to use this, and then back to this. So let's go to type and let's select paste from Lorem, and the font I'm going to use size 12. Sorry, I should have selected the entire. So select the entire text. Let's make this size 12. Okay, so that, sorry, then I'm going to paste, go to type once more. Let's paste another one. Alright, so we actually done with the designing of the back cover and that of the front cover. So our last thing to do is to work on the spine, and so I'm not going to do any special thing on the spine. I'm just going to add a solid color of this, you know, yeah. Then I'm just going to type the title midnight, you know. So let me just duplicate this guy and, you know, place him here. So Control T, right click, and let's choose 90 counterclockwise, and I'm going to be placing this in here this way. So just change the title, the name to, so I'm going to change the font as well. So no, the font is okay, so I'm going to drag this and shift this in here, you know, and Control J, and I'm going to give this the title, sorry, the author name, that's James Cooper. But James Cooper's font size will be reduced to 10, I guess. Alright, so James Cooper, that is James Cooper, and so I just want to, you know, put a dash there. Alright, so I can change the font color of the book title to the color of the moon, you know, and voila, we are done with book design. So this is how the book, the feel of the book design looks, and what we are going to do now is to work on exporting the covers for printing. So the thing that we need to do is to come to file and let's go to export. Okay, and we're going to export as. So in here what happens is that the number of artboards that you have in here will be placed in front of you. So you're going to decide which one to save and which one not to, save. And you can choose in what format would you want these guys to be in. Okay, so you realize that I chose JPEG for the spine and it only affected the spine. That should tell you that you can choose different formats for different artboards. So we can as well choose SVG for this, and that is how this part works. So let me do JPEG for all. Okay, so let me leave all to PNG. Let me leave all to PNG, and we'll be exporting this soon. Alright, so now that we have this in here, all you need to do is just click on export all and you have your images exported for you for printing. Alright guys, so this is where I draw the curtain to this wonderful video tutorial lesson. If you find this video interesting, please do well to hit on the like button. If you've not yet subscribed to the channel, please do well to subscribe. If you've not yet watched the first video that teaches you how to go about getting your sizes or your dimensions right, please, the link will be left in the description or up here of this video, so make sure to click it and watch it. Until I come your way next time, that is still BlabenSolutions, and see you in my next